that grade for you. Here to help us sort out the substitute is dietitian Dawn Peacock. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Let's jump right in because there's quite a few we need to get through here. We all know what artificial sweeteners are. They've been around for a long time. And sucralose is one of the really popular ones right now.
Yeah, and it's also known as Splenda, and it's been around for a while, and it's considered safe. Health Canada has said that it's safe for long-term and short-term studies. Another one that's around is aspartame, and I'm skipping along. Aspartame potassium is actually also, it's hard to say, it's also found in diet pop,
right, and
in gum and chips and stuff like that, but you can't actually add that yourself. You can't get it as a tabletop sweetener.
Oh, okay.
But aspartame, you can get as a tabletop sweetener.
Now, that's one of the ones that people these days are saying, oh, aspartame, bad for you.
Yeah, and there is a lot of rumors out there about aspartame being unsafe, but current scientific evidence supports that within moderation, below the acceptable daily intake, it is safe. And the acceptable daily intake right now for aspartame is 70 packets a day, or the equivalent of 16 cans of Coke.
Holy moly, that's a lot.
So it takes a lot to get up there. So most people are well below that.
Right. Okay, let's carry on here.
And then there's saccharin, which is another one that is approved in Canada as a tabletop sweetener, but it can't be added to foods, as well as cyclamate. It's also a tabletop sweetener, but can't be added to foods.
Why can't it be added to foods?
Health Canada just doesn't approve it for adding to foods.
Oh.
Just because there has been some health scares about it, but current evidence suggests it's safe, but it's not allowed in our food supply.
Oh, so you would,
but
you can in pre-made foods?
Yes, pre-made foods,
right,
sorry.
Right.
Like,
but you could use it at home.
Oh, yeah, you can add it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Very good. And then now, have we gotten to cyclamate? Yes, we have.
Yep.
So that leaves sugar twin and stevia.
So sugar twin is a cyclamate, and then stevia is the one that's a natural one. It comes from a herb, but it's not actually approved by Health Canada right now.
It's kind of a new player on the market, isn't it?
It is quite new. They've been using it in Japan and Brazil for about 30 years now, but it's not yet approved by Health Canada because we don't have enough scientific evidence to back up whether it's safe.
That doesn't mean it's unsafe.
No,
They just don't know.
They just don't know.
Okay.
And in terms of the sweeteners, the one thing you want to keep in mind if you're pregnant is that aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium are safe, but we recommend that you avoid cyclamate and saccharin if you're pregnant.
Right. But if you're not pregnant or whatever, generally speaking, you just keep it to
moderation.
Don't go over the amounts.
Yeah, don't go over the amounts. So for example, cyclamate, the acceptable daily intake right now would be about 2 to 3 packs a day.
That's not much.
No, that's not a lot. So people want to be careful.
And these are the old-fashioned ones that have been around for decades and decades.
And it's sweet and low. And one thing that's a little tricky is that sweet and low, if it's pink, it's cyclamate, but if it's blue, it's aspartame. Oh. So you got to be a little careful. You got to read some labels.
Okay. Now, the debate between natural and manufactured. I mean, all of these, except for the stevia, are manufactured. They sort of fooled around with sugar molecules to make them. So does that make it better or worse to be natural? Or?
Well, the only one that actually comes from sugar is sucralose. The rest of them are just chemicals brought together, amino acids or something like that. And I mean, the debate is natural better than chemical, and there's no evidence to say either way. Some people, it's a personal choice. If you want to go natural, but the evidence doesn't necessarily say that natural is safest.
Now, how rare are the problems that people might have?
They're not really that common in studies. Not a lot of them actually show up as being associated with sweeteners, but there are some people that are sensitive to them, so they should limit them in their diet or choose an alternative that doesn't cause the same problem.
Now, at the beginning I mentioned that, you know, if you want to watch your waistline, these are a good idea, but that's not the whole story, is it?
Well, it's not the whole story. I mean, they can definitely play a role because they offer sweetness without calories, but you also need to look at a healthy diet and regular exercise.
Darn, that's not what we want to hear at Christmas
No, it's not
time.
the only answer.
All right, well, thanks very much for telling us all about these.
Well, here's something